You're listening to the Visionary Lifestyle Podcast, the show that's dedicated to raising consciousness and empowering you to activate your highest potential. I'm your host, Magda Freedom Rod. Our guest today is Dr. Maurya. Dr. Maurya is an Ayurveda doctor, also known as an Ayurvedacharya. He's a specialist in detox and rejuvenation, also known as Panchakarma, and he has degrees in holistic health, yoga, and naturopathy. In 2005, he established an Ayurveda Panchakarma center at the Parmarth Niketan Ashram in Rishikesh, India. There, he's managing and providing all Ayurvedic treatments, naturopathy treatments, and consultations. He travels extensively, delivering lectures on Ayurveda and leads trainings in Ayurveda, naturopathy, and Panchakarma at his center in Rishikesh. I spent 21 days receiving Panchakarma and cleansing and restoring my body temple at his center, and I saw massive positive results in the balance of my mind, body, and spirit. The cleanse detoxed my body on a cellular level and helped me to clear a 30-year-old battle I've been having with psoriasis. I am so pleased to see the results in my own body of the power of these ancient and plant-based practices. My body has never felt healthier, and I'm so happy to now be sharing this information with you. I hope you find some education and empowerment from this interview. The doctor invited me to do this at his retreat sanctuary in the mountains just above Rishikesh. It's a peaceful, secluded haven where massive healing happens. There are links in the show notes to many of the things mentioned in the interview, so make sure to visit visionary-lifestyle.com/podcast to find out more. And now, on with the show. Dr. Maurya, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Thank you for bringing me up here into the mountains, into your special retreat center, very secluded up here in the mountains, and it's probably the most quiet I've had in India since I've arrived a few weeks ago, and I'm very grateful for your time. I know you're very busy in your clinic. So you have many certifications. You're an Ayurvedacharya. This is what we call an Ayurvedic doctor here in India.
Yes.
Okay. Naturopath and a Panchakarma specialist, and you also hold multiple degrees in holistic health and also yoga.
Yes,
Fantastic.
It is true. Yeah.
Great. So you're more than qualified to answer the questions I have for you. I've been very interested in Ayurveda as someone who's been practicing yoga personally for almost 19 years now, and on a healing journey myself. Ayurveda very much speaks to me, so I'm grateful to get your perspective on these things. For those who are not familiar with Ayurveda, let's start at the beginning. Can you explain in a simple way what Ayurveda is?
Mm-hmm. So Ayurveda is made up by the two words Ayur and Veda. Ayur means the life. Veda means the science. It is the science of life, and it is the way how to live our whole life.
So it's more than medicine, it's a lifestyle.
It is lifestyle, how you see your life and how we live our life. So it is not only the medicine part or not the curing part, but it is about how to live in this environment with our balanced body, mind and spirit.
Yes, well that speaks to me very much. Is it a form of yoga? How is it related to yoga? Is yoga and Ayurveda are sister sciences, or one is over the other, or how do they relate to
Both
each other?
sciences are started from the same time. Actually, the yoga is the part of Ayurveda. Inside Ayurveda, when we balancing our body, mind and soul, we should practice the yoga in order to maintain our health.
Right.
So it is a part of our lifestyle.
So yoga fits under the umbrella of Ayurveda.
Yes.
Actually. Okay. That's great to know. And balance is a word that keeps coming back with Ayurveda. Essentially, it's a means of balancing the body, mind, and spirit, correct?
Yes.
Right. And so, okay. And it's for maintaining health, right? But also healing. So if there is some disease or imbalance, Ayurveda has the tools to bring you back into balance. Is that correct?
Yes. Ayurveda has the two goals. of the main aim of Ayurveda is first goal is to how to maintain your health. Swasthasya swasthya rakshanam. That means we should maintain our good health longer. How we can maintain? With lifestyle, with yoga, proper food, proper exercise, proper medicine, maybe if there is some problem, little bit of problem. And second goal of Ayurveda, to aturasya vikar prasamanam cha. That means we can how to cure our disease. If we got some disease, so we can cure with Ayurvedic medicine or practicing yoga or some cleaning therapy like Panchakarma or balanced diet according to that problem or disease.
Okay, right. So two goals, one being maintaining the good health we're blessed with already, and the second, healing when there is some sort of an imbalance, which can manifest in many ways, including what we call dis-ease, right?
Yes.
Okay. And it originated when? Is 5,000 years, both yoga and Ayurveda? Is that correct?
Yes, from the 5,000 years it is practicing, it is like existing time tested from 5,000 years ago. But Ayurveda is the science of life, exists from the creation of universe.
What? So from the beginning of time, or before time even?
Yes, from the beginning of the time, because the Lord Brahma is the God of creation.
Right, in Hinduism we're talking about specifically.
Yeah, according to that tradition. So Lord Brahma, he created the universe, and then he also got that knowledge of Ayurveda in his meditation during that time, and then he passes this Ayurveda knowledge to his disciple. So it was knowledge of Ayurveda was in the heaven.
Okay.
And 5,000 years ago it came back on the earth by the one of the rishi called Maharshi Bhardwaj.
Okay.
So he bring that knowledge to the earth and he teaches many rishis, monks.
Rishis and monks.
Yeah,
okay.
and then these all monks and rishis spread all over the world and they started practicing Ayurveda and helping the society.
Right, beautiful. So it started really being documented 5,000 years ago.
Yes.
But it's been in existence since existence. Wow. Okay, I didn't know that. That's great to learn that. So it can balance the body for any sort of problem, right? Anything from the common cold or flu.
Sure. Yes.
Or skin condition or any kind of problem in the body, right? Even cancer. Does Ayurveda even treat cancer? I mean, we look at these epidemics, especially in Western society. I know now more coming to India. We have epidemics of heart disease, cancer, obesity. I mean, all these big diseases. Is Ayurveda also able to address those and heal those?
Yes. Ayurveda can also treat or heal the cancer or many other chronic kind of diseases. So in cancer we have very specific healing and it is very strong healing in cancer. There is a many kind of herbs which is very helpful and also some sort of metallic preparation used in Ayurveda like metals like gold and diamond. Yeah, these preparation are used in Ayurveda to treat a certain kind of diseases like cancer. So it is very, very effective and helpful. Some herbs like turmeric and tulsi and vinca rosea are here. They are very helpful to also treat cancer. But some cancer are also not treatable according to the Ayurveda. Cancer is called arbud in Ayurveda.
Arbud.
Yeah, some diseases like arbud, when it goes on a certain stage and it becomes asadhya. Asadhya is like incurable.
When it develops to a certain stage, which we might consider stage what? 4 by Western standards? Stage 4 cancer maybe?
Yeah, like metastasis or second or third stage of cancer. So it becomes hard to treat or some cancer also not treatable.
I would imagine that Ayurveda is also a prevention, right? So maybe you don't see so much cancer here, like we do in the United States if people are practicing Ayurveda throughout their life? Is that right?
Yes, it is true. So Ayurveda medicine is preventative medicine. So basically, the first goal of Ayurveda is to prevent the sickness,
Right.
how to be healthy longer.
Maintaining that.
Yes, that
good
is
health.
like prevention. So if we follow the rules and lifestyle, the way of living according to Ayurveda, and we know what to eat and not to eat, and we keep some precaution, then it is preventative medicine.
Right. Yeah, we're going to talk about food too. I'm glad you mentioned that. So when you talk about the metals in treating cancer, I know that some people have spoken against Ayurveda and warned against Ayurveda specifically for some of the metals that are used. I've heard even lead sometimes is used, or is it mercury?
Yes,
Maybe
yes,
it's
mercury and lead both are
also
used.
lead. Okay, so how, by Western standards, that sounds kind of reckless and risky, right? Poisonous, right? Good word. So how is it different in Ayurveda than our understanding of mercury or lead?
Yes, mercury and lead and many other metals as iron, copper, diamond, gold, silver, all are used in Ayurveda. These are supposed to be very poisonous. These are the poisons actually.
Right.
Okay. The poison can work like a medicine. In Ayurveda, when we use that kind of metals, there is a certain way to purify these metals and make the ashes a fine powder with the process with the organic herbs, combination of herbs and these metals. It goes into the furnace. The temperature of furnace goes a certain temperature, high temperature, and then cool down, and then metals becomes burn with this medicine. This process is continuously going to be done many times, and then these metals becomes purified and becomes like a bioabsorbable into the body. Bioavailable or bioabsorbed through the intestine, and then that medicine is given in very minute quantity.
Orally,
okay. Internally, and then it is very effective. If this medicine, this metal is not purified and not cooked properly, then it contains the poisonous property, and it can be very dangerous to the kidney and liver or anywhere. But if it is purified well and cooked well according to the main text of Ayurveda, and then it becomes very like a nectar. It can work like a nectar to the body.
That is incredible. So these substances that we know as toxic poisons actually do contain medicine that when treated properly and purified properly, we can take the medicinal benefits from them. So you have to have quite the education to do this properly, I imagine. Do you make this sort of medicine yourself? Do you do that process?
No, I don't make this medicine. And when we use medicine, this kind of medicine, we have to go to buy a certain kind of pharmacy which are very trusted.
Tried and true and specialized specifically in
yes,
these
yes.
okay.
We have to see all the laboratory tests, what they are doing and what their certificate are having. So we can't trust all pharmaceuticals.
Right.
We can trust only few pharmaceuticals which are doing good in this field. Then we can use that medicine, and it is very safe then.
Wow. So these are the treatments that you look to specifically for things like cancer. You go to the metals. Interesting. Wow. So not toxic to the body, whereas in the West maybe they would use radiation and chemotherapy, which is known to be very toxic to the body. You have these processes. That's so fascinating. What is the success rate with that of treating cancer with these metals, with these medicines?
Success rate, it depends upon the person to person, the doctors to doctor, their own experiences. So
many variables, right?
Yeah, variable. I can't say maybe, but if it is done in the proper way, maybe the 50% of cancer can be treated.
And did you say that there were some sort of cancers that can't be treated? Is it just more later and end stage, or are there certain types of cancers in general that just don't respond to Ayurveda?
Yes, there is certain kind of cancer which is called asadhya in Ayurveda. It is not treated in Ayurveda as well.
What is that in Western terms, this cancer?
This cancer can be, according to the Ayurveda, there is a certain kind of cancer, vata kind, pitta kind and kapha kind. So in that there is some classification, and some cancer are not treatable in that.
Okay. Okay. So not 100%, but the majority. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you just I'm going to jump around with my questions here. You just mentioned the doshas, so I'd like to dive into that a little bit for the people that are listening that are brand new to Ayurveda and don't understand anything about it. There are three main doshas, which is a constitution, right? Each person has their own constitution. Can you explain that a bit, just simply what the main doshas are?
Yes, there is two things. One thing we are talking about the body constitution. That is called Prakriti. Prakriti is our nature of the person. So I can be different than you, or you can be different than someone else. So each and everybody has the specific qualities of their body, not only the physical body but also psychological and mental properties. We have different and different. According to Ayurveda, the medicines also different for the same problem for these three kind of personality. So Ayurveda is very specific to the person
It's personalized medicine.
Personalized
So
medicine.
So the three constitutions are called doshas, correct?
Yeah, three constitution is called the body type. That is called Prakriti.
Prakriti. So
Yeah.
And what are the three?
These are the Vata dosha and Pitta dosha and Kapha dosha.
Vata, Pitta, and
Vata,
Kapha.
Pitta and Kapha dosha. It is actually not the dosha. Dosha is different thing. Vata, Pitta, Kapha, Tridosha is in our harmony. Everyone has this.
Everyone has Vata,
The
Pitta, and Kapha.
Tridosha.
Okay.
But when we are talking about the body personality, that is the different than the just Tridosha of that.
Oh, that's the constitution is different than the
Yes,
dosha?
yes.
Okay.
Constitution is different. But that constitution also the name with the Vata dosha, Vata constitution or Vata body type, Pitta body type and Kapha body type. These are the correct word. Vata type personality, Pitta type personality or Kapha type of personality. So these three kind of personality is the main dosha, we can say, but there is a many other kind of personality, combination of Vata Pitta or Pitta Kapha or Kapha Vata,
Right.
or all three together. So
Tridosha.
yeah,
So
in
that's
general
great.
we see in the society the combination of two
Right.
dominating two, Vata Pitta or Pitta Kapha.
Most
or-
people are a combination of
yes,
two, right?
yes.
But I imagine once in a while you see people that are just one. Is that right?
Yeah,
Or-
majority can be like predominance can be one, Vata
Right.
predominance or Pitta predominance or Kapha predominance.
So I'm a little confused on dosha versus constitution. How are they different?
Yes, dosha, when we study the Ayurveda, the basic principles, the Tridosha is one of the basic principles.
Right.
Tridosha, Vata dosha, Pitta dosha and Kapha dosha. Vata is the mainly our controlling the movement in our body. Va gati gandhaniyo means every movement in our body and mind is controlled by Vata.
Right.
Your mental thinking or to being here or there or moving and talking and blood circulation or digesting
Any
the
sort of
food,
movement is
any sort
considered
of
a Vata
movement,
dosha.
it is
Yeah.
controlled by Vata dosha. And the energy, our heat in our body, the temperature of our body, the digestive system like digesting the food, our ojas like tejas, our aura, these are like, it is like a transformation, heat This is called Pitta dosha.
Okay, these are the qualities of Pitta. Okay.
And Kapha is our stability, our immunity, our rigidity, our that it is responsible for the healing of the body.
Oh.
Yeah, this is like something stuff combined like a mucus combination, and makes body grow, stabilize, more rigid, to join together. So this is a kind of stability. You can say the immune system is Kapha dosha. It is controlled by Kapha dosha.
Yeah, I think of the three. I think of Vata as kind of like almost like a bird, like light and moving around a lot, like movement and air, right, is also one of the elements, right, of Vata. And I think of Pitta as fire, essentially, heat and hot, and that good solid digestion. And then I think of Kapha as, you say, yeah, stability, like solid, grounded, almost like root chakra, right, like the supportive sort of personality, right? Is that all accurate?
Yes, it is correct. It is correct.
There are long lists of qualities of each of these doshas that people can research more and learn more. And when, like, for example, I'm Vata Pitta, right? So I can look on the list of characteristics for Vata and for Pitta and pick out from each of those lists which ones feel like me, right? And it might not be the entire list, correct? It's not necessarily every characteristic on that list, but it's I have found Ayurveda to be gives me a lot of insight about myself and my own body and mind and healing, and I find it to be a very useful practice to understand, for self-awareness and maintaining good health. So I just want to get clear, just to go back a little bit, dosha and constitution are the same or not the same?
These are not the same.
These are not the same.
Two different things.
So I don't understand how they're different. I understand Vata, Pitta, Kapha. So these are doshas or constitutions?
Vata, Pitta, Kapha are dosas.
Okay. So the constitution is body type.
Yes.
And dosha is?
The bodily humors of the inside here.
Okay, more the characteristics.
Because these are, you can understand like this. The Vata is the air in our body.
Vata is the air and movement.
Air controls the movement.
Okay.
Pitta is the fire of our body. So it can be anywhere, on the skin, in the eyes, in the digestive channels.
Right. Acid reflux.
Acid reflux, yes. Kapha is also everywhere, into the cells, like water part of the body, the liquid part of the body.
Yeah.
It is also everywhere. So Vata, Pitta, Kapha are every and each cells of our body. So in each cells, there is a three properties. Movement property is also there, because the food is carrying, moving around.
And the blood and
everything, everywhere. And there is also heat, like ATP in the cell.
Right.
It is represented by the Pitta. Because it producing the heat and giving the energy to the body to work.
Right.
And Kapha is like nucleus in the cell, rigid, solid, and controlling also the cell. So
and also the moisture.
Also the moisture of the cell level. So each and every cell, organs, tissues are having all three doshas.
Gotcha. Okay.
It is working all together. So we need to balance these all three dosha in order to be healthy.
Right. So when you have a runny nose, that's a Kapha imbalance.
Yes.
Right. Because this is the water element, the mucus element. So that's an example. When you have acid reflux, that's a Pitta imbalance. That's aggravated. We call it aggravated. Right.
Yes.
And
when we have very laziness and indigestion, that is Kapha imbalance in your body.
Yeah, laziness. Okay, so that's good. That's a good basic understanding for people. I imagine people can dive a little bit deeper to learn more. And these doshas are diagnosed with a pulse diagnosis, right? I find this to be one of the most intriguing things about Ayurveda, and I think easy for people from the West to look at Ayurveda skeptically for this. Like, oh, you can just tell from somebody's, holding somebody's wrist and getting their pulse, like all these things about their body, like, come on, like I can understand the skeptical mind for somebody coming from, Western mindset. So can you explain a little bit about how this works?
Yeah, that is called pulse diagnosis. It is called Nadi Pariksha. The Pariksha means examination. Nadi means the pulse. So
It's Nadi?
Nadi, Nadi.
Oh, Nadi, like we have Nadi's
Yes,
channels going through our body.
Same.
Okay.
The Nadi Pariksha is the pulse examination.
Okay.
So we use the fingers to check the pulse, and what we are looking for? We are looking for these dosha, three dosha, the Vata Pitta Kapha dosha.
Right.
What are the present time condition of these three dosha?
The present time condition.
Yes, with this pulse. So we can see Vata is aggravated or down, or Pitta is aggravated or down, or Kapha is high or less. So we can check through this, like a scan of the Tridosha, Vata, Pitta, Kapha through the fingertips into the.
So is it the physical sensation, or is it the speed of the pulse, or is it a combination? I mean,
it is a combination, the speed and physical sensation, the vibrations of these vibration of these fingertips. On each tips we diagnose, like index finger, we feel the sensation of Vata. In the middle finger we feel the sensation of Pitta, and in the ring finger we feel the sensation of Kapha dosha. So these are three fingertips scan of three dosha.
Okay, so that's fascinating to learn more about the pulse diagnosis, because when you see it, it's like, how can you possibly learn so much about a person's body just by feeling their pulse? So I imagine that's a huge part of the education that you've received, right?
Yes. In the diagnosis there is a many ways to diagnose the person, the disease. So this is only one way, this by touch sensation.
Okay.
We can see the person while coming into the clinic, like just to see by the eyes, visually, and also this touch, and also asking questions.
Right.
So three main ways.
And you also
to
look at the tongue and the eye.
Definitely,
Yeah.
if you see the tongue and
that's part
eyes,
of the visual.
the visual part, and the touch part, the nadi check, nadi pulse diagnosis, and also to touch anywhere in the body where is the pain, tenderness, swelling, heat, cold, and the asking question, interrogation.
Right. And there's no like blood analysis in Ayurveda? Do you ever do blood tests and analyze the blood? Does that happen?
Yes, it also happen in the Ayurveda. If there is a requirement to check the blood, we also do the blood test. It is the tools to diagnose the person, the problem. So the blood test also can be done.
But it's more rare, right? This is more like,
not very common, not very common.
Out, or yes, not as common. Okay, right? Because Western medicine, the first thing is let's take your blood and see what's going on. But it's just so interesting. I'm endlessly fascinated by Ayurveda and just how personal the approach is. It's so holistic, right? Compared to Western medicine, it's so holistic. And
yeah, just the previous point. When we check the pulse, the Vata dosha, Pitta dosha, and Kapha dosha. So we see what there are imbalance, which is imbalance. So we can treat the disease, the imbalance of Vata or Pitta or Kapha dosha before comes in the bloodstream. So if we go for the blood test at that moment, the primary stage of imbalance of Vata, Pitta, Kapha, the blood test will not find anything. If it is like the last, like too many other stages, or like you can say the advanced stages, then only the blood test we can find something.
Okay, so this is another example of how Ayurveda is preventative medicine. You're catching it early on.
Yes,
so
yeah,
some
for
people
sure.
present with some minor symptoms, and then you treat them, and it never even makes it into the blood.
Yes,
Amazing.
sure.
Okay, great. So, what's the best way for people to learn about their dosha? I mean, is these online tests that are everywhere that people can answer 30 questions, I mean, is that accurate, or is it really best that they meet a professional like yourself, or What are your thoughts on
Yes,
you know?
yes, yes. The people can first they can do online test.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them is okay. Can
Okay.
be okay. They can
Somewhat
know.
accurate.
Yeah, they can know the basic understanding,
Mm-hmm.
and then for making the confirmation,
Mm-hmm.
the people can go to see the Ayurvedic doctor,
Mm-hmm.
because you can have your presence with the doctor, and he is talking with you, and then he can decide the accurate one.
Right. Get the consultation to confirm, especially if you're having some sort of health issue that you want addressed.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay. So I was going to ask you how Ayurveda can help people live a naturally healthy life, but I think we're kind of already talking about that. It's preventative medicine, and it's lifestyle, right? So when somebody has an imbalance, you're not just recommending medicine, which in Ayurveda is herbs and plants and food, right? There's
Yes.
not pharmaceuticals. You're not sending people to I guess you send them to the pharmacy, but it's to pick up their herbs.
Yeah, this
right?
is the pharmacy of herbs.
Yeah, pharmacy
Pharmacy
of
of herbs.
Mm-hmm.
The powders and liquids or paste or jam.
Right.
So it is not like actual that pharmaceuticals, the drug pharmaceuticals. It is the natural
No side
plant
effects.
plant side
No side effects.
No
right?
side effects.
No
Yes.
side effects. What a concept. Yeah, there's a great documentary I'd love to turn people onto on YouTube called The Art of Being. And it opens with this scene of people harvesting the herbs out in the fields. And then they show the women grinding them on these big, mortar pestle kind of contraptions. And it's the first time I saw that, my soul just so resonated with it. Like, this is the medicine I'm attracted to. The earth already gave us everything that we need to heal ourselves. We don't need to create, drugs in a lab, right, which have side effects. And
Yes, there is a one principle of Ayurveda. We should use the local herbs where we born.
Local.
The nature gives the medicine to heal our body
Right.
where we born.
Mm-hmm.
So if we are sick,
Mm-hmm.
we should use the local herbs. We can identify, look and search what could be the best for your body.
Right. Plant medicine.
Plant medicine.
The plant kingdom gave us everything we need to heal
Yeah,
ourselves.
for sure. Yes.
I certainly resonate with that. What a great option for people who are maybe, stuck in a cycle in Western medicine trying to heal themselves and only dealing with side effects from, the drugs. Is there anything in Ayurveda that's similar to Western medicine in terms of treatments or drugs, or they really seem quite worlds apart? And also, maybe we can work into your answer on this one, that it's my understanding that Ayurveda is the basis of all medicine. So
Yes,
Western,
it is true.
Eastern, everything. So
It is true. The Ayurveda is the mother of all medical system. As in Western medicine, we use the chemicals, which is produced chemically in the pharmaceutical company.
right, in the laboratory.
But basically that molecules are originally came from the plant origin. So these plant origin molecules now we extracted from the plant, and we know that molecule. Okay, this molecule when we commercially produced in the factory becomes Western medicine, and it is very concentrated. And then when we give or take like a medicine, Western medicine, it is too concentrated and chemically produced, so it is harmful for the body.
Right. And also, I think you can't put a patent on a plant, right? But if you change it in a laboratory, you can patent it, and then you can sell it and make money on it, right?
Yes, true.
So there's a financial incentive for people to do that.
Yeah,
it's not really necessarily coming from wanting to heal people. It's about companies wanting to make money.
So also Ayurveda is the mother of other sciences like homeopathy. Homeopathy is also like plants. The extraction of the plant active ingredients into the liquid form. Unani medicines. The Chinese medicine also from the Ayurveda. In the Chinese medicine, they have all the plants medicine, but also they do that kind of therapy called acupuncture therapy.
Right, acupuncture.
The meridians, because they have a lot of research on the Marma Therapy. Marma Therapy basically is from the Ayurveda, in the text of Sushrut Samhita. So they developed that Marma, they connected these all the points, 107 Marma points.
Marma.
Yeah, Marma.
Okay.
Marma is like some vital parts of our body.
Mm-hmm.
The points of the body,
right,
which is mentioned in the Sushrut Samhita, the text of Ayurvedic surgery. And Chinese people, they did a lot of research on it, and they developed their own science called acupuncture science.
Right. Okay, so that brings up a question. The meridians and the nadis, are they the same or are they different?
They are the same.
Okay, so the nadis and the meridians are the same. So in Ayurveda we call it the nadis, but not meridians, right? We call it meridians in Eastern medicine.
Yes, or Chinese medicine.
Chinese medicine, yeah. Okay. Okay, so they are the same. These are these channels that run through our bodies that where energy runs along. Okay. And so when you prescribe something to a patient that has an imbalance, it can come in the form of medicine, which is herbs, also food. You prescribe food as medicine,
yes, sure. Yes.
And then also lifestyle practices, maybe, drinking warm water, maybe certain yoga postures, different yoga postures for different doshas, right? Or meditation.
Yes. When we do the consultation, I do the consultation. We check the pulse, asking questions, and deciding first the prakriti, the body type.
Right.
And we looking the vikriti. What is the vikriti? That is called vata imbalance or pitta imbalance or kapha imbalance. According to that, I suggest first talking about the food or lifestyle. What time you get up in the morning, what is your breakfast, what time is your breakfast, the lunch time, what kind of food you are eating in the lunch, and the dinner time, and what kind of food, and your sleeping pattern. So we have to look and each and every step of our daily schedule. So we see where is the problem. You are sleeping very late, or you are eating too many spices, and you have the gas or reflux, acid reflux, or you are working too hard, you are not getting proper rest, so your vata is aggravated. So we need to see these small points in our daily practice. Then we try to balance. So first thing is the lifestyle and the food, and then we talk about the yoga practice. So I give suggestion, this yoga is good for you, this yoga is not good for you, don't bend forward if you have the back pain, and not doing too much yoga, or practicing vinyasa yoga or ashtanga yoga if you are typical vata type, and too much exercise aggravates your vata, so you can't heal your body. So these kind of things. And then the medicine part, maybe simple medicine, like kitchen herbs, spices,
right? The
cumin or turmeric is good for your inflammation. You can eat turmeric for preventive medicine, like a cancer in the daily life.
Almost like spices that we put in our
ginger,
kitchery, right?
or pepper, black pepper.
Right.
So these are spices, works like a medicine for the previous stage. And then if there is a requirement to give the traditional medicine is not patent medicine.
Not patented.
Yeah, it is not patented because it is in the text from 5,000 years ago. So nobody can.
The ancient texts have the patent on Ayurvedic medicine.
Yes.
That's
so
awesome.
Most of our formulas from the traditional medicine. So we give
ancient formulas.
These are the ancient formulas.
Wow.
And we produce in our Ayurvedic pharmacies, and then we can prescribe like a medicine in Ayurveda. These are very good one. So I don't use many patent medicine. Like they take the traditional medicine formula and then change a little bit, and they do some test in the hospitals on the human, some research, and then they patent it on their own name.
In Ayurveda?
In Ayurveda as well.
So there are some patented ones.
In Ayurveda too.
Okay. There are some people moving in that direction, but you don't use those.
Yes, we don't do this one.
Yeah. Because this is going more in line with Western medicine, where sometimes then once you alter it, you can start having side effects and things.
Yes,
They become too concentrated, etc., like we talked about. Okay. So, and the food can be very specific, right? When I look at the food list per dosha, it's like what kind of rice. It's like, it's not just go eat rice, yes rice or no rice. It's which grain of rice. It's particular to each dosha or each aggravation or imbalance.
Yes, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so the prescription becomes very specific to the person. It's not generalized at all, correct?
Yeah, it is not generalized. The food in Ayurveda is very important topic. What should you eat? Which kind of grain you can eat? Maybe you can have the maize flour or oat flour, corn flour, but not the wheat flour.
Right.
For the certain people.
Right. Or I love the example of the mango. When I first got here and I had been told mango was good for me, and I'm like, great, I love mango, and I bought a mango on the street, and I asked you, I can eat mango, right? And you said, not now, you can eat it in the spring when it's sweeter. And I'm like, wow, it's so specific. Even the same fruit, depending on the time of year, yes or no.
Yeah, for sure. If it is kept in the cold storage, and the property has changed, totally changed for a long time, properly, according to Ayurveda, that food is kind of poison. If you are not eating seasonal fruits and eating from the cold storage, so this food becomes not good. It is very bad for the body.
Okay.
So the property they lost actually. So we need to try to eat the food which is seasonal.
Seasonal and fresh and as local as possible, right?
Yes, for sure.
And what about organic? I'm really not understanding what's organic and what's not here in Rishikesh. I see some cafes that say organic, and I go in and I say, what is organic? And they say natural, and I'm like, well, that word doesn't mean anything to me coming from the West. So does it have poison on it? And they look at me and they go, poison? What's poison? They don't understand. And I'm like, does it have chemicals, pesticides? And many of them don't speak enough English to have that conversation with me. And I see these big carts of vegetables coming through the streets, and I'm wondering, and the food that I'm eating in the canteen here, how much of it has pesticides on it? How much of it is organic?
That it is a very good, interesting question. I think in Rishikesh, this area, all the fruits and vegetables we buy from the nearby cities or nearby villages.
So local.
Local. It too has contained some the fertilizer and some chemical as well. It is not like genetically, what you say, modified actually.
Right.
It is not the genetically modified, but it do has some sort of
spraying
some sort of the pesticides it must have, I think. It is not 100% organic. If we are not growing locally yourself, so we can't say.
Right.
But some places in Dehradun, they are growing organic. They have some organic farms and they are doing organically.
Okay.
But in the local Rishikesh, most of the fruits and vegetables, they are not organic 100%, but they have some short amounts of the pesticides.
That's too bad. It's too bad we can't get everything organic around here. We're sitting now with a view of wheat fields with your neighbor here, and even just driving up here the hill, we saw many fields of wheat that people are growing lots of wheat in their backyard. So this is organic. These people.
Yes, this is organic.
Yeah.
Here nobody use the fertilizer or pesticides because they are growing for their own, and it is not on the big scale.
Right.
So just they grow
for
themselves and they are cultivating and harvesting, and then it is very 100% organic.
But here in Rishikesh, organic, the traditional non-pesticide organic is not really so available.
Yeah, it is not so available.
Okay.
For sure. If you go from above the Rishikesh in the mountain, there are some possibilities.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on how that affects our health and our body, these pesticides that we're eating? I mean, we're putting poison in our body, right? So how do we, by Ayurveda, how do we counteract that?
It is a good question. We need to try to buy the good, the fruits and vegetables. So, and Ayurveda is, if you are eating lot of vegetables and eating some sort of turmeric and lime juice, that is nutrifying lot of chemicals from the body. So when we buy some fruits, we have to wash it properly, or you can peel it out, because it is not too many pesticide inside. It is most of the pesticide on the surface.
Mm.
So they
It's
you
a
can
spray
peel it.
on
Yeah,
rather
yeah,
than going in the ground where
yeah,
the tree
yeah,
is. Or
yeah,
the
yeah.
bush.
Because many insects, they want to kill the farmers, so they spray a little bit on the fruit or vegetable. So you can peel it out, and
Peel
then
it.
then it minimize the effect of that chemicals in the
Yeah,
body.
and also on that note, the rice, I know there's so much rice consumed in India and in Ayurveda. Rice, I understand. I wonder if it's the same in India. I know in the United States, and maybe, I don't know, coming from some other Asian countries, they say that rice has a lot of, what's the word? What's the chemical? I'm going to have to edit this part out. Rice has a lot of, I got it. So I understand that in many of the Asian countries, the rice is grown and has a lot of arsenic. So do you know any, and I've heard that it's maybe 30% of the arsenic is removed if you rinse it really well. Are you familiar with this issue?
No, I am not familiar with, not much familiar with these issues.
Apparently it's in the soil in certain countries and grown some places in the United States and some Asian countries, that there's a concern that rice contains an excessive level of arsenic in it. So if you're eating it every day, there's a concern around that. But I would like to think that you would be aware of that if that was happening here with the rice that you're eating.
I'm not aware about it.
Okay. So that must not be happening here. All right, I'd like to talk a bit about Panchakarma. So Panchakarma, you have a clinic here in the Parmarth Niketan Ashram, which I'm very blessed to